You know, my father was a punk.
Everyone knows that story.
Hey, let's go the long way around to Salt Lake.
Too late.
I thought you guys had no rules. I thought you lived life and took risks and fucked systems.
Damn, Ross, you are a bizarre individual.
I mean, just like Dad. What was his life for, other than to die?
He accidentally overdosed on Percodan. He thought they were vitamins.
Classic.
How long has it been since you've seen Trish?
Do you hear yourself?
She's got a problem.
Maybe I'm overthinking this.
When Ross's mom gets a call saying,
Ross is drinking. He's really drinking.
My son doesn't drink.
Is there any more beer?
what actually happened to my poor boy to make him become so melancholy on such a fine spring day?
No, I know what you're thinking. You think I'm all screwed up because of some girl, but it is so much bigger than that.
Oh my God.
How do you know my son?
I met him 3 years ago down on State. He was hanging out with some, not crusties, but...
Skate punks?
Not skate punks.
Gutter punks.
Gutter punks.
I had this cousin who was a full-blown Mormon.
I'm gonna stop being aloof. Let's give that man a ride.
And they found him in a hotel room
Really hungry, you don't mind, do you? It's just mushrooms.
with hookers.
You don't buy that kind at the grocery market, man.
And your perspective is your perspective, and like, if you had my perspective...
Meth hookers.
People should sell this stuff. You make a fortune.
I'm worried.
I can't imagine Ross at a punk concert.
Just try and stay calm.
Asshole! What?
I'll come by and pick you up and we'll go look for him, okay?
That guy is not in the circle.
It's fine. I'm like his uncle. Fucking uncle to him.
Me too.
I need you to step back now.
Run! Go! Shit!
Bleeding heart, lefty drug addict.
You mace me? Who maces people?
I will run you through with my blade.
Why am I hearing about this for the first time?
Ross fell in love.
I heard about this girl too.
What? I'm a terrible mother. Ross, what is going on with you?
I need you to see me. This is who I am.
Ross had to fill Bob's shoes his entire life.
I'm just not interested. I mean, you're not.
A punk, right?
Then I stepped back, thinking of
Today was off the hook, man.
You think it's a good idea to threaten your customers with, you know, actual death?
Why do you think they come in here?
In the end of the day, I'm still dead. So fuck you.
How's everybody doing today? Ow! So yeah, a very exciting day. I'm Jeff Nelson. I'm a music writer at People Magazine. Obviously, we're all here for Machine Gun Kelly. So I know we just saw that clip, but I thought we could start with the music. So obviously, you have a new single out now. I need to talk about a little more.
Yeah, it's a song called A Little More. Made this song from scratch, much like every other song on the album. This was a song that, yo, this is so tight real quick. Hold on, dude. I gotta acknowledge everyone that came out and packed this house out tonight. And with that being said, we're all on the same mission. You know, we're here to kind of just prove the world wrong and stereotypes wrong, and, you know, come together to create a community that they keep trying to break up. You know, I just came from Cleveland, Ohio, and, you know, that's where I'm from, and it was amazing to see in first person this whole thing going on with all these riots and all that, right? So, you know, I went back home, and there was this verdict that came out where this police officer, who was amongst many others, fired 137 shots at an unarmed couple and killed both of them. And, you know, there's video of it all, and he walked away scot-free. No charges, nothing like that, right? And it was amazing because I saw out-of-town protesters be bussed in to professionally try and, like, incite chaos in my city. I didn't see no Cleveland people participating in that chaos. Do you know what I mean? That's why it didn't equal out to chaos, because there's a lot of trickery going on, a lot of foolery going on, and I saw it for the first time where I'm like, I just almost believe that the government is creating these situations to try and tear us all apart, and we're not stupid, and that's what I'm here to take a stance for, and that's kind of what this song is about, and there's these moments where sometimes I may be completely tripped out of my mind, whether it's on psychedelics or just off of a natural high, and there'll be these moments where I'll like look around. And that's really how the song came about, because there's just these moments where I don't know if you guys have ever had it, but like, maybe like dawn is just coming, or like the sun setting, or like you're with your friends and it's like you just had the best time ever, and you're really just appreciating the atmosphere, the environment, and you're like, damn, if we all just felt this way right now, then there would be no jihad, there would be no war, there would be no conflict, because like we realize that if we all just smile at each other and just like enjoy the moment, that there's a beautiful world that can come from it. So I mean, I'm just giving my little push that I can to encourage people to have more of those. I don't expect people to be perfect, but to have more of those moments.
Yeah, definitely. With the single, I mean, the lyrics are beautiful. You have a beautiful hook with Victoria Monet, but the video, you've all seen the video, right? And you directed it. Like, it adds a whole nother layer to what you're saying. Can you talk about where the video came from, what you're trying to say with that?
Yeah, well, I actually tried to take the video to a lot more places than just the place that it went, but financially, the real world sets in and you're like, oh, we can't do that, we can't afford that, we can't do that. So, I mean, once they give Machine Gun Kelly money, I mean, it's just gonna be a wrap. Like, I'm doing I'm gonna show the world like it really is. But, suicide is not cheap. So in that video, that was it was all put into just that right there. I think that a cool fact, I mean, just watch the video, it's a great video, it's called A Little More. It takes a lot of jabs at a lot of things going wrong in society that I feel should be addressed. And it kind of, it was inspired by when I was a sophomore in high school. There was this girl, and everyone knew this girl. Wouldn't think anything, was going wrong. Wouldn't really think anything was going on at all. And I remember going to school the next day, or just one day, and hearing that she hung herself in her shower with a shower curtain in her bathroom, and like her parents opened the door and saw that, and it never really hit me how crazy it was until it happened again to me later on in life, and it was someone that I knew, and then it was just like, I mean, even what was it last week that football player, would supposedly committed suicide too? It's like, don't get it twisted, man. Money doesn't bring happiness. Whatever our parents' idea of what happiness is may not be what your child feels is happy. Is happiness, excuse me. And like we should, we got to be a lot more cognizant of signs. Don't go begging for sympathy through life. I don't have any type of respect for that, but also don't ignore someone who genuinely can't escape from like a dark place, which is like, a lot of what I am. I look at my life and I'm like, I just came from doing a cover shoot for a magazine, got wasted until 3 p.m. with a bunch of like 6 naked girls, and it's like, sometimes, like you don't look at all that. Sometimes, 8 p.m. could hit tonight and I may just go into the deepest, darkest place ever, and that, that's just something I feel should be acknowledged. But I bring all that back to say, there's one really cool fact about this video, and that is that all the third-person shots were shot with film. And so nowadays we do everything digitally, so if we don't like a take, we can go back and delete it, clear up the space, do it again. You don't like it, clear it, delete it, do it again. With film, every take costs money because you're going on film and you can't erase on film. So we only had 7 takes to do that entire music video. I just fucked my label out of all that money that they gave me to direct the music video. And we got it in 7 shots. So, you know, that was another cool thing about that video, was that there was just, it was all a risk. There was, you know, we were taking a chance, and that's the way I like it. With failure, like, right on the other side of the goal.
Paid off, definitely. You have a new album due out this summer. Can you talk a little bit about how your sound is evolving, where you're going with this record?
I got this. Where's Byron at? Can I say who just got on that song the other day? It's a little early. What do you think, James? Yeah, it's like I just I walked into the studio the other day, and you know, the album. A good way to describe the sound of the album, just to get that answer out of the way, is a mixture of Till I Die and A Little More. I mean, it's just both of those, just like good mixture of both of those. Because I gave the streets a lot of what they wanted, because I wasn't, you know, I wanted to give the people I was growing up around music to, you know, to go crazy to. And when I saw Till I Die in the city, like every time I go back to the city and I see Till I Die, I'm like, thank you, God, for giving me the words to come, you know, to do that song. Because that song it's magic, man. I've never had a song go, like, there's so much pride in that song, you know what I mean? But so I go into the studio the other day, and there's this song that everyone kept trying to get me to do that I was like, dude, I don't want to fucking do that song anymore. Like, we had went for a week listening to this specific artist, and a friend of mine started making this beat, and we wrote this hook that was like inspired kind of by this artist. And it sounded a lot like this artist, but it wasn't that artist, so I just couldn't get inspiration to write the verses, you know? So I was just like, but everyone was like, oh, dude, it's huge, man, this is crazy. And I was like, 2 weeks later, after I couldn't come up with everything, I was just like, fuck you and that song. That song sucks, I hate it. Never gonna write anything to it. Like a year later, because we closed out the songs that we wanted for the album, and we finished that, and everyone's like, but what about this song again? And they brought it up again, and I was like, if you fucking mention that song again, man, I'm quitting, man. I'll fucking bring it up. Like, I was so passionately against this song just because I couldn't write any verses to it, and it bothered me. And then a week later, they come, and they're like, I got a surprise for you. But all their faces were like this. So I was like, why does this surprise look so sad? Like, that surprise looks like it sucks. They're like, well, because you're supposed to like it, but you won't like it. And I was like, man, all right, man, what's the surprise? And they press play, and the song comes, it's that song. And I hear the beginning of the beat, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, leave this song alone. And then all of a sudden, I fucking hear Kid Rock singing every word to the song. And I'm like, and I'm talking about devil without a fucking cause, Kid Rock. And I'm like, picked up a pen, I wrote it, and recorded the whole song right there on the spot. And I haven't done too many collaborations on this album. I don't even know if there's any collaborations outside of with people that were in the studio doing it that had just beautiful voices that I was like, please get on the song. But that was something special because I came out of nowhere, and that was the artist that we were listening to for just 2 weeks straight in the house, waking up every day, playing that album, you know, whatever. And then we tried to make a song. We were making this song, and it was like, it sounds like him, but it's not him. So this is stupid. You know what I mean? Because everyone's gonna think the same thing. Like, dude, I feel you, but you're not Kid Rock. And so when you hear Kid Rock singing those lyrics, you're just like, that was how it was supposed to sound right there. And then I just come on talking that shit. Was that cool, Byron? All right. James, that was all right? All right. Not too much.
We talked a little bit, touched on it earlier, but I mean, your Pride for Cleveland, Till I Die, it's just amazing song. What is it about Cleveland? What is it that inspires you? What is it about, I know you live there, what is it about that city?
It's like when people come up to you and they're like, where are you from? Where are you from?
Minnesota.
Where?
Ostrander, Minnesota.
But like, all right, where are you from? But what block?
I grew up on a dairy farm, so.
Horrible
160th
example,
Street.
horrible example. When you're coming up, you know, you have a It was basically me filling in a lot of the story that people didn't know, right? So a lot of people, my first album was revolved a lot around kind of like the darker days when I was living in my manager's mother's basement. Very few years of my life, right? Small period of my life, but that's where I was at when I was writing that. That's what I wrote about, right? What they needed to hear was everything before that. And that was Till I Die. They needed to, you know, it's like, what city are you from? I'm from Cleveland. Well, where in Cleveland? What block? Where? What were you doing? White boy, where were you at on the east side? Do you know what I'm saying? And this was me like, turn that camera on. This is where I'm from, motherfucker. And that was Till I Die. It was like, this is the house that we were at. This is where we came from. These are the people that I grew up around. This is the areas that I had to grow up in. This is what I had to, these are the people that I had to prove that I could, you know, that I was the best to, that I could make it out. These are the people that I had to fight and get jumped by, you know, earn my stripes with. You know, I didn't have fucking YouTube. I didn't have none of these social media networks. I didn't have any of that. I had the streets, and I had to fight my way out of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're like, let me tell you a secret about videos like that. You don't just do these rappers. When you see videos like that, you don't do videos like that without paying. And I'm not talking about the director. I'm talking about the street. Like you don't do videos like that without paying the OG of those platforms. I don't come out of my pockets. That's all love. That's like, this man is good. This is his. So like that's how I came out, and I needed people to really understand that and truly be on the same page with me, that, you know that when you come to Cleveland, this is my shit. Know that when you talk about Cleveland and when you talk about, you know, an underdog, you're going to talk about me. And, you know, I wanted to show people the other side, because as conscious as I am, with examples like A Little More, you know, that side of me with Till I Die is very much so still instilled in my blood.
When you see them play that at a Cleveland Cavaliers game, or what is that like? How do you feel? What is that?
Going to the ship, baby. Going to the ship. What'd you say again?
How does that feel? What's it like? Just knowing that this town is rallying around a team to something you wrote.
Well, you know, me and the Cleveland Cavaliers won an Emmy together for our intro video that we did in 2013. So me and the Cavaliers go back like D's on a Cadillac, baby. Really cool. I mean, we're just amazing, you know, like, especially when I'm at the game courtside, all this greatness is going on. You know, my child's mother texted me, is like, oh my God, Till I Die is on TNT playing. You know, they played Till I Die before, right before tip-off in the game. I mean, it's all surreal. Even coming here, I mean, you know, I recognize so many faces, but then there's so many new faces. So it's like, you know, I was used to just seeing the faces that I know, and, you know, coming here and hearing all this stuff. I mean, even when I open up the internet, good or bad, when I see me in the tabloids, I'm like, why do people care? But they care. And it's really cool. So I don't know, man. I'm so focused on the album that I'm not really paying attention to what's coming with all of the work that I'm doing. But I mean, you know, when they say my name on the Megatron and people erupt, it's way better than the other side of that, which is like, who? Or boo, you know? So I feel like I'm one of the few people that has, you know, real love in his hometown. And I'm not even big yet. I'm not even big. Like, I'm about to get big. Like I'm telling you, and I could feel it. I was telling them as they walked past, as I walked past them, I said, you know, it's our year, right? It's our year. And then I'm not even claiming next year because there's like hella movies with Machine Gun Kelly coming out next year, so it'll speak for itself. But this year, I'm like, it's EST time.
Yeah, switching gears a little bit. Obviously, you're making a foray into acting now. Let's talk about some of your projects that you have coming up. We just saw the clip. Let's start with that one.
Which one?
SLC Punk 2.
So this one is, it's not a remake. It's basically just a continuation. I think it's like 10 years later, 10 or 15 years later, 18 years later, maybe 18 years later. The cover shoot earlier, y'all. Come on, give me some. It's a rough day. I think 18 years later, and I play the best friend of Heroin Bob's son, and it's cool, man. I haven't seen a punk flick in a long time, and I haven't heard punk rock music. I mean, genuine, real punk rock music in film in years. So I mean, am I pitching the movie? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
I don't know. Just if you could tell us a little bit more about your character.
And my character's name is Crash. I spent more money on Moscow Mules from a local bar than I made on the movie, which I think is sick. And when you see me with a limp in the movie, just know that my foot was fucked up and that's a real limp. Don't be like, why are you walking like that? I wasn't supposed to take my cast off, but I just took it off and was like, ready to shoot, Captain.
Awesome. And I know you you worked with Cameron Crowe recently. Can you tell me what
Yes, I can.
impact he had really on your career and what?
Yep. Yes, I will. First off, just know that if you ever interview Christina Hendricks, from Mad Men, make sure you ask her
I'm familiar, yes.
How was Machine Gun Kelly's party room? Because I had the party room for sure. 557 at the Sun Place Hotel, Vancouver, Canada. That was mine. Look underneath the counter. Look underneath the counter on the bar counter. I wrote my condolences on there. What was the question? Cameron Crowe.
Yeah, what, I guess, impacted his films, his projects, what impact have they had on you in your career?
Oh, so, well, I mean, Cameron Crowe I've been a fan of since I was the little young gunner. I have Almost Famous tattooed on me. I mean, that movie's so nostalgic to me. It's such a big influence on myself and my outlook on music as a whole. And, I mean, some of his scenes are just so iconic that, if I could go to heaven and they just replay all the time for the next 1,000,000 years until, someone rebirths me, then, I'd do that. Cameron Crowe took a chance on someone who had no resume. You know what I mean? It's like you know what that situation was like? It was like walking in as a homeless man into AOL. And you know what I'm saying? Just literally, walking into AOL and being like, I kind of want to run this whole thing. And you're like, we're really well, you smell like shit, one. You have no job experience. But I have faith in you. I'm going to give you this job. And, granted, I did an audition tape that was, it was very, exciting because everyone was excited to send it off. The building was excited. When I was recording it, I was on tour with Limp Bizkit, and I made all of them leave the whole venue because I had to do a crying scene in the audition. And I didn't want, Limp Bizkit sitting next door to my dressing room and being like, man, MGK sounds like a bitch. So I did the audition, sent it, Didn't get word for months. Got word. Cameron Crowe wants you to come audition for him in person. I was like, done. Fly me in. I went there. Cameron Crowe, for everyone who doesn't know, not only is just a great director, but he also is has written so many cover stories for Rolling Stone, and is still I believe an editor at Rolling Stone. And he used to tour with Zeppelin. Now, like Almost Famous was based. He was the kid. Like that was based off of him. He was the kid in Almost Famous, and he toured with Zeppelin. So I wore a Led Zeppelin tour T-shirt. And that at one point, this is years ago, I had spent $150 on it, and I was like, what a stupid idea for me to buy the shirt. I never wore the shirt. Ashley, who was one of my manager's little brother, ended up getting the shirt randomly and wearing it as a pajama shirt for like years. Behind my back, I found the shirt, punched him in the face, got the shirt back, wore it to the audition. 4 months passed after the audition. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he hasn't made a decision yet? Like, I can't. I gotta call somebody. It was like Christmas Eve, and I had just lost this I just settled in this lawsuit, and it sucked. Like, it sucked. Like, financially, it sucked, and it like, you know, it hurt a lot. And kind of like was putting me in a weird position with wondering if I wanted to continue going with this because just so many outside things are going on that you never knew came with all of it. And then mostly I was like, how the fuck am I about to make money now? This fucking asshole just came and took this money. So I'm like panicking. I'm like, you know what? I need to call this guy. So I called this casting agent. I swear it was like Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve, and it was like 9 p.m. It was completely unprofessional, but it just felt right. And she answered, and I had talked to her, and she was like, well, is there anything you want me to tell Cameron? And I was like, yes. Tell Cameron that there's two types of people. There's the type of person who heard Nirvana before Nevermind came out and was like, that is the shittiest band I've ever heard. They are not going to go anywhere. They're a stupid grunge Seattle band. And then there were other people that heard Nirvana and were like, that's about to be the biggest rock and roll group in the world. They're about to make some of the best records we've ever heard. And I have faith. And then I was just like, ask him which one he is. Click. And then 2 days later, right after Christmas passed, I got the call that I got the job. And they were like, pack your bags and come out to Vancouver. And that was a week before shooting. So that was like, you know, that was kind of like my pursuit of happiness moment because, you know, that was kind of like I felt like I exhausted every resource I could. I wasn't getting appreciated outside of the fan base I already had. I couldn't financially get where I wanted to get. It was just rocky, and I was like, and then the thing with fame is like once you get famous, you can't get unfamous. You know what I'm saying? So like, everyone's like, whether I care about you or not, you're Machine Gun Kelly, aren't you? You know what I mean? And so I was just like ready to go to a fucking pizza shop and just work. I didn't know what was going on. And then I got that role. I went out to Vancouver and had the time of my life and learned so much as an actor. And I'm going to be very proud when that series comes out, when it gets picked up and all that.
Great. Well, so at this point, we're going to open it up to audience questions. So.
Yep. You're the only hand up.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to know.
What's your name?
My name's Sarah.
Thanks.
What's up, Sarah? Is it Sarah with the H or Sarah with
With
just
an H.
Okay.
I get really angry when no one
Okay.
has the H.
I won't forget it.
What kind of advice do you have for up-and-coming rappers who have trouble getting out of their shell?
Getting out of their shell like they're shy?
Yeah, like shy and like uncomfortable.
You won't make it. I'm not here to kiss ass. I'm here to like give the real answer, dude. You're not. You know what I'm like. That's why I don't have respect for rappers that blew up off the internet. That's why people with number ones in the Billboard charts and all of that, like, because they're in the studio, they're by themselves. They're in the studio, they're in that booth, they're by themselves. This writer, because they didn't write the shit, this writer wrote this whole song for them. It's a genius song. They take it, they have the looks, and they have kind of the voice, and they go in the studio, and they lay this song, and, you know, they get a #1, but that's why those people they can't outsell me in a concert. They can't outperform me on that fucking stage. You know what I'm saying? You know, you could put them in a room right now, and I couldn't tell you who any of the people with none of these songs in the top charts are. I couldn't tell you what they look like. I couldn't tell you what they look. But when I walk in the room, motherfuckers' eyes go like this. So that, you know, yeah, there's no time to be shy. It's no, you know, if it's like you want to be a watcher, or you want to be a player. I played the game, and you know, I'm making sure every camera's on me when I walk in the spot. So, you know, if you're shy and you want to make it out here, go behind a piano. But if you want to rap and you want to, you know what I'm saying? You gotta demand that presence. You gotta let them hear you. You gotta walk in and be off the 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? I'm amped.
More questions?
Hi.
So, how are you doing?
No, you're good. You want a mic?
You can go first. Do you want to go first? Okay.
I'm good, though.
Hi, how you doing? I'll stand up. So, is there anything you want to confirm or dispel that the tabloids have put out right now? So I was trying to wait for the third question, but I'll be second.
What are you talking about, with Amber?
Sure, if you want to talk about it.
I mean, what you mean? Say what you mean. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about?
We know what's up.
Y'all know what's up. Quote, y'all know what's up.
Next question.
What's up? I just wanted to know,
What's up, dude?
what was your thought process when you were rapping 100 words and running a mixtape? 1,000,001 answers.
Good question, dude. Because what? No, say what you want to say.
No, because I just thought it was cool, like the style, like it was kind of like an interview. It was kind of like this.
Yeah.
It was cool. I like that.
I think a lot of my stuff comes from, you know, and it's weird that I say you have to be so confident in response to your shy question, because I am such an inconfident person. But I think that's what that song was. It was just so many questions about, you know, because I was like this blonde-haired, blue-eyed dude, but I was around street guys, and like I was really in the hood, and people just couldn't understand it. And then, you know, people are so corny. You know, you're in Cleveland for all the years that you like become a man, but people are like, hey, dude, Wikipedia says you're from Houston, Texas, so what's that about, man? Hey, man, that's not Cleveland, man. You know what I mean? You're just like, you have to break it down. Like, you know, this is my answer. People are idiots, you know what I'm saying? So you have to like tell them exactly. You gotta be like, look, man, this is exactly what it is. I have Denver tattooed on one arm. I have Cleveland tattooed on this other arm. This is the years that I was from 9 to 14, right? Prepubescent teen. I was in fucking punk rock band. I learned hip hop those years. I had sex. I had lost my virginity those years. I had smoked weed those years. You know what I'm saying? Bam, that. Then 15 to 25, I'm a Cleveland dude. 15 to 25, you're learning how to be a man. You're becoming a man. You have a child. You get a house. You get an apartment. You get evicted. You get a record deal. You get et cetera, et cetera. All that stuff. You know, I did all of that in that city. How the fuck can you tell me I'm not from, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. We have a festival that comes to Ohio every year. We bring money to that city. We bring a hotel fare to that city. You know what I'm saying? So that was more so me just laying it all out there for people at that time. You know what I mean? Because you get tired of explaining yourself, so I was just like, I'll write it in a song.
Hi. Wow, okay.
Hi.
I have really bad anxiety, sorry.
No, that's all good.
Fuck. Okay. I just wanted to ask you, do you truly know, like, the impact? Your fan base is loyal as fuck, like, you know that.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
Do you truly, like, as a person, do you truly know, like, how many lives that you've saved and how many, like, accomplishments that you've made? Like, do you recognize that?
You know what? You guys, You know what I do realize. You know what's cool? You know what's cool is like so many people tell me like they use the word can't with me. A lot of people like the higher ups, they use can't. Like, you know, like you can't be normal. You can't you know, it's just like even when I wore like the wife beater on Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I mean? It's just I was just so into being regular and all that, and people kept telling me I couldn't, and then I started to believe that, and then I went to that festival that we throw, EST Fest, right? And I, like, you know, I remember just walking around, and even though there are a lot of people that, you know, want pictures and all that stuff, but it was just one of those situations where I saw so many people just respect me as a person and like just treat me completely normal, and you know, you only do that for people that you have respect for and have like this like a commonality with. So do I understand how much we've done? No, because I try not to look at it yet, because I wanna keep doing more. I want to get a couple more years in us before we all like take a minute to look back and be like, holy shit. Because, you know, we're on a good path right now to changing a lot of people's views on things. And I know that because when I'm in these offices, you know, they don't talk about me. They always talk about you guys. And it is very important when these people see you guys roll up in these buildings like that. You think it gets, you know, whether you think it's monotonous, oh, it's the same stuff. It's like, nah, man, just keep doing it every time you do that. These are the people that are spreading the words and all these little desks over there, and being like, yeah, but when he came, I mean, you know, they feel our passion in the room. They feel our energy in the room. This isn't like the audience that's coming to see. Even like someone like a Kanye, this is not hype right up here. You know what I mean? This is not hype followers right here. These are people who are like, you know, born to be different, born to be wild, and ready to take on the fucking world the way we want to do it. You know, so I think that I don't know the impact I've done, but I don't think you also realize the impact that you make on my life. And it's not like I just wake up and I am, you know, content being some like modern day rock star or anything like that. I don't wake up feeling good about myself. You know, like I wake up feeling very, very normal, extra loser like I was in high school, right? Because like, you know, some nights I'll wake up, some mornings I'll wake up and be like, I'm the man. But you know, so many other moments, you know, I'm very humbled and very uncertain of myself and have no idea why you guys like me, but that may be why, you know, you continue to like me.
I do have a question, but before I ask it, I just want to take a moment to thank you so much, man. I was a huge loser in high school. I was one semester away from flunking out of college, and that's when I heard Lace Up, and it turned my life around.
Super cool, man. Super cool.
So my question to you is, when you were going through all of your personal bullshit, like before 100 Words and Running, like when your daughter was born, when you had a polyp on your vocal cords, when you were getting beat up by your community, abused by your father, all that, what was going through your head and what propelled you to change your life around? Like what forces helped motivate you?
Anger makes really good art. You know, like pain makes really good art. the greats are always the fuck ups. They never have the cookie cutter story when they start out. And they never have the cookie cutter ending either, but like, you know what you're sacrificing when you sign up for it. I don't think, you said back before 100 Words of Running and stuff. I mean, I don't think the scars from me and my father's relationships will ever heal. I don't think the scars from me and, society's relationships will ever heal. That's why I have, that's why I'm not like attached to anybody or anything, and that's why I am so up and down, left and right. Yeah, that stuff doesn't go away, so, that'll just continue to live on, and I'll just continue to make art out of the pain that's kept inside, and that's like a much better way to convert it. You don't want to inflict it on yourself because we see where that route takes you. And you also don't want to hold it in, so I don't know, I just let it out. And I let it out a lot more ways than people see it and understand it, you know what I'm saying? And I hold it in a lot more than anyone will ever see. I think maybe even within my face in this answer, I guess it shows more than I usually show, but next question.
It's going to be the last question.
Shaking, you are so, okay. Just had to get that out there. Okay, so I have a question. You're making it big right now, and could you give any advice to artists who have stuff written, who have ideas and words that they want to share with the world, but don't have either people or financial backup or something out there that can just help them get their words across to the world?
I mean, do I have people in financial backup for real? I don't feel like it.
You know how it's like you gotta know people? How do you know people?
You know what? That's a good question for somebody who didn't come in the game with like a giant middle finger on their forehead like I did. Because I was like, I don't, this isn't to you guys, this is more towards the industry. It was like, I don't want to know you. I don't like your type. I don't like what you stand for. I don't like all that fake swag shit. I don't like the whole like, I gotta like over glamorize to distract you from, how much of a cornball I am. So I don't like. Can we get one other question? Because I don't have advice like that. I still keep to myself. It's like a extreme rarity to see like a feature of me on someone's song, or like even to see me in a picture with other people is like once every 6 months. I stay in the cut. We do one more. Can we do one more?
Hi.
Hi.
My question's about songwriting.
Okay.
Like, because I try to write songs, like from.
Yeah, what kind of songs?
Huh?
What kind of songs?
I write songs from like my life experience.
Okay.
So.
Speak a little bit louder.
Huh? Okay. You have any advice for like if you can't come up with ideas, do you recommend like letting it come to you, or you like think about it?
Yeah, I never force it. Like, it's been 3 years since my last album, and I would wait 3 more years if I needed to in order to get the perfect words, I don't believe in oversaturating the market. I probably could have won a lot quicker and had a lot more success if I would have made 600 songs just to get one hot song. But I think patience is most definitely a virtue, and I think that I mean, yeah, doesn't that suck, dude? I'm just like, come on, man, we're doing an interview. Do you write your words on paper? You do? Do you scratch words out?
A lot.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you write words on the side that you could possibly use later?
Yeah.
I do that too. Yeah, just always wait until the right words hit you. Never feel rushed. What are you a singer?
No, I like rap.
You like rap? What's your rap name gonna be?
Yeah.
What is it?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
I don't know.
That's what I want you to do first. Find your rap name. Because when you know your rap name, you know who you are. And then when you know who you are, you can write about who you are.
Great, well, thank you guys so much for coming out. Let's hear it one more time for Machine Gun Kelly.